In today's unboxing, we take a look at the original Kill Team. It is the starter set. Again, this is the original, so it's not the new one that just came out. But with that one's release, I thought I would open this bad boy up and let y'all see what the original one looks like, so you can get an idea of what the differences may have been between this old one and the new one. But let's go ahead and take a look at the original Kill Team, the starter set that started the Kill Team craze. And one thing that's great about all of their new starter sets is they put these promo sheets, or put these protector sheets in here to protect anything that might be on top or below the sprue. It's kind of interesting with this one that they have it on top though, with nothing above it, but that's okay. We'll see if there's maybe two of these. And again, I always love the artwork that they have in here. And this one amazingly looks pretty clean. You can see here where it was touching the sprue. There's a little bit of damage there. That's okay. Like I said, I'd much rather it damage these guys than the other actual gaming documentation and material in there. So, love these new sheets. Let's see. And then we have our two factions here within the original starter. We have the AdMech and the Geanstealers, and they are in that new extra, so it now has colored plastic. Again, it's to help people new to the hobby, with the idea of these starter sets as potentially your first dive into it. So to help you just have to put these guys together and get them out, they're already pre-colored. And again, I love both of these factions, but AdMech's a nice one to get started. One of the things that really makes these Kill Team sets so great, and I think is what really helped this game really gain in popularity, is that the one downside with Warhammer is that it usually takes a fairly large investment to get going into the game, because you need such a large army. But here with the Kill Team set, you can play a relatively similar game to Warhammer 40k, just with some slight differences, but in a much smaller scale. So it is a great way to test out new armies that you were considering, going in on, or just, just getting that one or two odd little things, especially now as they're adding more and more, making the game more and more potentially complicated or complex, adding in elites and commanders and all that, arenas and all that good stuff. The game really is growing leaps and bounds, very, very nicely. I love it. So yeah, so if you say you were like me and you started off with like Space Wolves Death Watch, and then you're interested in maybe say trying out something like maybe Orcs or something, this is a great way to again do that. And here we have the first of absolutely many terrain sprues. These terrain in this set, while the new one's nice, I exceptionally love this terrain here in this new one. It is spectacular. One thing I forgot to do is flip that box, take a look at the back. We will do that here in a little bit. Take a look at some of the how they show the terrain all laid out. But here you can see the pillar, which holds up the floor tiles. You can see a completed one, some little broken type ones, and then they have here these cap pieces would go on the ends of the pillars, and they have it so you can have a complete cap. There you can see another complete cap, and then they have half caps, so that way if say you stuck it right here, you can then put that half cap on there, and then there's some with the wall already attached to it. So there's a lot of great stuff that you can do, and then there's some decorative pieces. Very nice. There's a lot you can do with this terrain to customize it. And then there is a duplicate of that last one we just looked at. Let's just do a quick look there. And then we have this one. And we'll take a closer look at that. There's a couple pillars and a couple full walls. And some more decorative pieces there in the center. And they did come out with, I believe, 3 more terrain packs. There's that decorative stuff, but 3 more terrain packs. So I will have some more of the original unboxings coming soon. But I only got 2 of the 3 because one of them, and then there's a duplicate of what we just looked at. So I'll just take a quick flip. Because one of them is all the terrain that is it can be found in all these other kits. So there was nothing new there. So I did not pick it up. But the ones with new bits, I will definitely be doing unboxings coming soon of those. Because again, this train is very awesome. Love it. And you can see where usually this is your normal sprue size, I would say. Most things are of this size. So if you think of, so there would be 2 of these per large size, and there's 4 large on each side. So that's 8 sprue or 16 sprue of terrain alone in this starter set. And I believe this is a duplicate of what we just looked at. And same here. And then another, I believe, duplicate. No, this one's different. Yeah. And, yeah. Wait, no, it is the same. So we got 3 of those. And then here's the other different one. And it is just some pillars, your archway. Let's take a closer look at that archway. And then some more decorative stuff. And all the rest of those pillars. Some more end caps and some more decorative bits. And let me, just to show you guys real quick, let me find, where are you? You're in here somewhere. I don't know. All right, well, let's take a look. What else we got going? And there's the other exact same one we just looked at. And then we have the ruler. I'm still trying to find. So this is going to drive me nuts if I don't. Ah, there, that's it. There we go. Here, when I was looking at these guys right here, you'll see these throughout. They have those notches right there. And that's used to put here within these to support to notch those in. Oh, there we go. Anyway, sorry about that. All right, so here we have the ruler. Comes with the game. Then we have some baggies to put everything in. Always nice. And then we have our instructions and rules. We'll take a look at those. Our bases, our dice. And I love this color scheme that they have going for Kill Team, this black and orange. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and look at the cards. Again, it's for Admech and Geanstealer. So there you can see Geanstealer and Admech. Your symbols, there we go. So let's take a look at these. And when it comes to the units in here, they are just the same, just colored sprue as you can get elsewhere. But they are definitely, or were definitely cheaper within this, and the same applies to the new starter. These starters are usually great investments. I remember some people have done those videos on biggest 40k regrets. One of mine was passing on, forever pass on starters because I do not collect that faction. Well, starters are always great to get, even if you just stick it in your shelf to hold on to, because they pretty much always do nothing but go up in value, and the value for what's in them is just immense. And you never know when you might go back and decide, hey, I do want to try out that one faction, and then you'll find, hey, this was a cheap way to get those started. And then there's always lots of extra bonuses. So like with these cards, which is one of my absolute favorite parts of Kill Team, these data cards that I'm definitely going to steal these ideas, try to replicate these cards for all my other units. And here it's nice that they give you these blanks. I wish they would give these in the other starters, which I can't reuse completely because they do have, you know, the factions on the back. But I will definitely print these. And these are also good for laminating, so you can write on your own and reuse. And then of course you could then just put in your own back for any of the others, to make these for any other Kill Team faction. You have a bunch of them. These ones are probably going to be Geanstealer, yeah. Some more blanks. And let's go take a look real quick. Yep, so it's just those two backs for everything. And I believe I forgot. So that's just the backs of those. I can't remember if I showed you these, so I'll just, those backs are all the same. Quickly take a look through those. Now, take a look at this documentation. And then here, let's see if I can't make sure we stay completely in frame. Yeah, we're definitely good. And this is just a nice added lore. Again, one of my favorite aspects of 40k is how much attention they put into not only the game and the models and everything, but into the lore as well. So you really can If you want to learn more about the factions you've chosen, to go get the books within their black library or just within here. And then there's some nice models. Oops. You can see that. And you can see how all that train is done up. And you can just see how nice this is. And I bet it would be a pain, but extremely rewarding if you actually get it and get it done, to try to magnetize a bunch of this, magnetize the cap heads, magnetize all those, the pillars, to so you can modularize this terrain, because that is so nice. And we have Ad Mech, very cool. And then a quick reference guide or plan. These are always nice when they give you these to have at the table while you're playing. And then here we have the instructions. And again, they always do real well on creating the instructions for these starters. And I love how they've colorized them and showing all the different options and showing everything, the tools you might need. Very nice. And then the train, and showing all the different ways that they can be put together. Very cool. And then here, tops, and then the accessory sides, you know, for the broken little bits, and the different type of pillars, pillar caps. And oh, look, some of those ones weren't caps. Those actually were the ones we were looking at. They were, looks like they're broken pillars. You know, your different options. Very cool. And here, that's where I was talking about earlier with those kind of decorative pieces, which are nice that they decorated that. But in order to get that to work, they had that grid pattern, which then isn't very, you know, attractive looking down. But it is nice that they've kind of decorated that up for those support bits. And then here are all those end caps to show for the sides, so you can clean up those tops. Very cool. I mean, it just goes, I mean, how many pages have we flipped through just for the terrain? Just goes to show how advanced. And of course, these are stackable. So I mean, you could, if you wanted it too high, you know, you can you know, put the pillars, and instead of putting the end caps on, put another pillar up and just go up another level. And then of course we have the data sheets. And then some of my favorite bits, the color schemes, which again is great for helping beginners. It's kind of a shame that they put it here in the book, not on the box. So I guess they want to get you in the store as many times as possible. But it does give you, your color scheme, so you can see what colors you want. So you can try to replicate how they have it. And though their color pattern isn't the Mars, which is probably how you actually want to lay yours out. So it'd be the red cloaks, but that's okay. And what makes these nice again is you get these colors, and then you can go to their Warhammer TV and look up their tutorials on painting. Again, great for beginners, good for getting in and getting started. And then some more. And then, they even give you what their colors that they used for the terrain. So let me take a closer look at that. I know as a builder and painter, that's some of the stuff I find most interesting. And now we will put the rules off to the side. We will look at that in a minute. Oh, look, we have a base hidden in the rule book for those long-range big gun AdMech guys. And then so we're going to have the tokens. So here's our AdMech tokens. Let's do some test punches. Oh, look. Yeah, look at that. Not much there for that punch. Just what you want to see. And then very few burrs. Very nice. They're definitely upping their punch game. It's so satisfying punching these guys. And then Geanstealer. There's theirs. And then let's take a look at this. Here is the map that you play on. Holy cow. See, that is just huge. That definitely will not fit completely on frame. And it is double-sided. So here we'll take a look. Do our best. Make sure we look at the whole thing. So there's that. There's that. And flip it over. And some more street. Go. Very cool. And this right here is, of course, what makes this part of what makes this box so heavy. It's a very heavy box. And then since I got that, we can go ahead and take a look at the back of the box real quick. And you can see your Geanstealer AdMech. You can see that terrain and the board all painted up nice. You can just see how much we're talking about, how much terrain you get in here. And you can see here where I was talking about how you can go too high. And then, of course, when you build these, depending on how you do it, if you do magnetize, I could see where you would have, you know, this separate, but where you could have these end caps so they can come off, and then you could take that and stick it there, or you take it off and have it on the ground. So there's a lot of potential with this. Really great. And finally, let's take a quick look here at the rule book. Very cool. And we'll just flip through this fairly quickly. Probably won't hit every page. And then the rules. And again, it's nice that they've given us that, you know, quick rule sheet. And then there you go. That's for, you know, that big base for that guy with that one. Very cool. It's almost a shame that I've gotten the Space Wolves and the Tau set, because I probably won't be getting the new starter, because I basically have everything in it already. But I so want it, just because that second set of terrain is really cool, and I would like to see what its difference in the rule books are. But I think I could spend $150, $175 elsewhere. And some stuff on others. Very cool. Death Watch. There we are. Nice. Grey Knight. So this does give you the information you need for the other factions. Very cool. So Necrons. And the Orcs, which I really want to get into because they, one of my favorite things is kit bashing, and Orcs scream kit bash. They're so much fun. There's some cool art of what we got going here and some of the others. Very cool. Some missions. So, very cool. That is the original kill team, and it's many sprue. Holy cow. Tons of plastic in here. This was a great buy when it first came out. If you can still find it, it's probably still killer. Highly recommend. Love the set with all that you get. Hope you found this useful. Hope it wasn't too much of a tease. But there it is. The original Kill Team starter set. Till next time.